Welcome back, everybody, and today I have a very special video for you all. I know I've done a lot of those newer action figures, especially like the Mattel ones, but today I have some of the classic ones, some of the Jakks ones that I have recently picked up here from somebody at work that were getting rid of all their collections. These are just some of my favorite ones that I had that I was able to pick up from their collection. I do have a lot more from the Jakks that I picked up. Or 70 in total. Now, if you want to see those, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely be sure to do a video on those. But these are some of my favorites from those collections that I picked up here. So we have a lot to review on these new figures. So let's get started. So the first one you can see here is, of course, we'll start off with the main man with leather 80s, the classic WWF in that time.
Hollywood, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but as he would know is Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania. So, I love that all of these have their attire with them. It came with all their accessories, everything that involved here. So, of course, it comes with his feather accessory here and the belt. You can see it on there, Hulk Hogan with his belt. All this is removable. And what I love about this was, not only this is removable as well, this does come off here, but his shirt is as well, as you can see it on there. This is cloth, so all this is great material. This is cloth. It does come off on there. I'll put the belt on him. I don't believe that the belt came with him in the classics edition. So that was the first one here. So we'll add them back too on there. So Hulkamania, running wild in the 80s. So eat your vitamins, kids. It was praising it here as well. So move on to the next one is Diesel. This is great as well. I did recently pick up a Diesel from Mattel, which is great. But I do like these for some reason. All these Jakks ones, even though obviously is not as accurate, might not be as accurate as the Mattels, but I do love the accessories that come with them. Their definition, the face is great as well. Because some of the bodies, the arms and biceps are a little bit exaggerating, but overall, I think it does fit with my collection of the Jakks. It does make it look great if you have a bunch of them together. It gives that creation there. So this is Diesel. So that's awesome that I was able to add him to my collection as well. And next, we'll move on to Jake the Snake Roberts. Perhaps this is one of my favorite ones. I do have one already from my Mattel. I think it's basic, but this is great because it includes the snake, python. As you can see, you get a closer look at that as well. So that's great. I might actually take off a shirt that I do have from one of the other ones and put it on Jake the Snake Roberts, or his shirt that he was wearing. So this is great. It does include those accessories as well. So all these are in display condition, as he stated that he bought them, always kept them on display. So that's awesome. We'll move on next to Mr. Perfect. I do have a Mr. Perfect, but does not include, it is elite, but it does not include the towel, which is awesome. So I'm glad this one, the Jakks, includes a towel. Mr. Perfect, I felt like they did a great job with him as well, including his accessories. I believe that many of the classics did come with a belt, but some of these belts were just kind of generic belt, nothing really fancy or anything about them. I do have a lot of additional belts that I just put on some of these. So you'll see the newer ones, the Mattels that do include the belt that I added to this one. Next, we're going to include the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. This was when he was reaching at that time frame, the 90s. The Heartbreak Kid, when he was gaining popularity. This is awesome. I love that it includes his sunglasses, his attire, the belt, everything is just great on this one. This could be one of my favorite ones from Jakks as far as Shawn Michaels goes as well. So I love that they have him in this form. Includes his accessories. Wasn't big into the Jakks, but once I saw these, this is really great. As I said, once you have a lot of them, you put them together, it makes a great collection. Even though I know the big thing and the new thing is now for all those Mattel Elites and all that stuff. That is great as well, but some of these are the classics, so you can't go wrong with all of these, especially with all the accessories. And like I said, the difference between these and the newer Mattel ones are, these, there weren't many rubber coats or accessories that come with them. These are all cloth, which makes it great for flexible and very movable. So that was great about them. We go on next to the British Bulldog. Now that is a belt that I had here that I put on him. But this is great, just kind of the overall appearance, accessories. I think they did a great job in capturing who he is because he was pretty jacked up. That's awesome to add him to my collection. The British Bulldog. That's awesome that has in that form that I'm able to add him to my collection here. So, yes, taking it back old school now. Now, before we go any further, I do want to point out as well, I did get this ring with it. The scale ring with all the other Jakks action figures here. So this is great. I love this ring. It's obviously, as you can see, it's the old school ring here with the apron and the ropes as well. So that's awesome that I was able to pick all that up with them. Next, we can move on to IRS. I love that includes his briefcase and the belt as well. Most of these did include the belt, but this is one of the great. It's awesome that includes all his accessories here. The tie does come, it's tied to him halfway and then kind of flexible there, but overall it's great to add to my collection. Next we'll move, of course, to Vader. I do have other Vaders, but this one includes his helmet, which is awesome. You can see how that looks like. That looks awesome. If that doesn't look awesome to you, then I don't know what does, because it's all includes accessories. Like again, cloth. This is removable. So there you go. But we'll put it back on. He looks more intimidating that way. It's Vader time. It's Vader time. That's awesome that includes that, man. That just looks awesome right there. I don't care if you say Jakks are not best toys, but look at that. How can you go wrong with that? How can you argue with that? And that, especially that helmet there. So that's awesome that they will pick them up with that accessories as well. So add them here to my collection. Currently do have the Jakks and the Mattels separate. Have a shelf for different ones. So this just makes it all together, makes it look perfect. The classic section. Now this is a Mattel Elite Macho Man defining moment. I think if you haven't seen my other video where I show you him in a box, this is another one that I'm able to pick up in a lot. So this does not include the hat, however, does include the jacket and him. But since he is in the classic era, I figured why not put him in this form here with the others here, even though, you know, this is the Elite Mattel and not the Jakks. So it still does a great job in helping him and helping kind of enhance this appearance with the other one, because, you know, this is his generation, especially when he was wearing those crazy attires, which is awesome. Next, we'll move on to the Ravishing Rick Rude. It's awesome that it includes his robe, which I thought was great. Most of these do include all their original accessories and more. So this is the Ravishing Rick Rude. Making sure, like I said, this is cloth, so it is removable. And there's his belt. That's how it looks like, which is awesome. You can take a closer look at it there. That's one of the greats about these. None of these are rubber. You know, some of the Sting ones, the coats are rubberish. Kind of makes it hard to move them around, anger or anything. So these are all cloth. But I think they did a great job, and Mattel should have kept on going with that. Next, we'll move on to Sergeant Slaughter. Look at him. I can't go wrong with that. You can't argue with that. Includes his hat, the jacket, again, cloth, the nightstick, Sergeant Slaughter, the removable hat, sunglasses as well. Just makes it look awesome for any collection. Put them back here. And also, one of the things that I have noticed is that these tend to stand upright a lot better. Perhaps it's heavier than the Mattel ones. The Mattel is a little bit looser. These stand up a lot better. That's what I like about these. They don't fall as easily as the Mattel one. Now we'll move on to Taz here, even though he wasn't a classic, but he's one of my favorite ones that I picked up in the lot here. So from his ECW days, you see him with the towel over his head, and this is a cloth towel removable. It's awesome. So I just put it over his head, and this is from his ECW days. I don't currently, I don't believe I have an ECW belt. Maybe I'll put that on him if I ever get one or find one on eBay somewhere cheap. Um, Move on to one of the Big Papa Pump's brother. Is awesome. I love that includes his jacket here. That's great from his earlier days when he was in WWF. But this is again cloth, really removable, flexible. Machine. I mean, I would have wished the ear cuffs would have been removed as well for wrestling, but it's just great as well. It does great. The Steiner brothers does a great job with them. And then before we finish off here, we'll move on to both Ric Flairs here. These are the Ric Flairs. Man, includes all the robe. How can you go wrong with that? Nature Boy. Look at that. They don't make him like this. The robe. That's awesome. That is just great. Love how they keep that there. So classic, so elegant. And you'll see them up here closer here. So that's the Nature Boy. Includes his robe. One of them includes the World Heavyweight Championship belt. I do have another one, man. I might add it to the red one here, but this is just awesome. Especially this blue one here. Just kind of makes him that much elegant here. So that's just great for any collection. A collector to add to their collection. Don't care if it's Jakks or Mattel. This is great. A lot of these, as long as you have the accessories with them, even though they're Jakks, it makes them look a lot better. With them, you can hardly tell some of the difference with the other ones that I have here. Some of these are made better than the Mattels, but I'm quite honest with you. Of course, I think I did show you these in one of my favorite collection videos. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check that out. Show his belt. Fix his belt here. These are the Road Warriors, Animal, and here we go. Road Warrior, Animal, and Hulk with their spikes. I will look for the arm spikes there that they should include. I don't know if they did in the classic ones or not, but I did have some where they did have the spikes with them. But just look at them; they're awesome. I sold the other ones I had, but this came with this one. Right after I sold them, I regretted it so much. But um, fortunately, he also had these. You know, any collector should have Animal and Hawk. You know, you're not really a collection if you don't have Animal, the Road Warriors. So that's it. That's some of the classics that I picked up recently here. Like I said, there were 70 in total. If you do want to see them all, make sure you let me know in the comment section there, or give them the thumbs up, and I'll make a videos on those. But these were just some of my favorite ones from out of that collection. Man, these look great. You know, I don't care if they are Jakks. They just add that much more elegant because of the accessories, because of the robes, and they just, frankly, don't make them like this anymore. So I'm so glad that I was able to pick this up at a great price from one of my coworkers that he's just kind of grown out of it. You know, for me, I'm just starting my collection, so this is great to add to the rest of the collections that I had here. Even though they're all Jakks, also, like I said, the ring is part of that that I picked up recently as well. So, and if you haven't seen some of my other videos, make sure you check some of my other videos out. We'll link them down below. And leave any comments or anything, questions you might have, and let me know if you want to see the other figures. And thank you for watching.